The last days of Ptolemy Gray episode 3 ended on a cliffhanger as Gray finally remembered the location where he had hidden Coydog's treasure. Gray's brain responded well to Dr. Robyn's experimental treatment as he slowly regained the lost chunks of his memory that are the foundation of his character. Episode 4 portrays a much more sturdy Ptolemy Gray who rolls up his sleeves to face the cruel world with valor, wit, and humor. And with his new aura, he not only finds Coydog's treasure, but also uses it to fix some unfinished business that he failed to accomplish due to his dementia. However, throughout the episode, Gray's sole motive remains clear, which is to find Reggie's murderer. Let's continue further. What was Coydog's treasure? Coydog was Gray's caretaker back in Mississippi, and he had stolen some gold coins from a man named Clive Miller. In the last days of Ptolemy Gray, episode 3, Gray remembered that he had hidden Coydog's treasure under the wooden floor and thus decided to pick it up. Gray and his new caretaker, Robyn, found a small treasure box in which Gray had hidden a mysterious key and 2 gold coins, worth $50,000 each, that he called doubloons. He further told Robyn that Coydog had stolen 14 gold coins, and when he handed over the treasure to an 8-year-old Gray, he especially asked him to use the coins to save black people. Coydog was captured by Clive Miller and his men, who interrogated him about the coins, but Coydog refused to reveal their information. To threaten him, the racist men tied a noose around his neck and made him stand on a kerosene barrel. Coydog refused to submit to their threats and hung himself, while setting these men on fire to take revenge on them. After Coydog was lynched, Gray left Mississippi at the age of 12 and came to Atlanta with the treasure, but Gray was too young and naive to understand how to use it. Later, he met his wife, Sencha Howard, who liked pretty things, and thus, Gray used the coins to buy her luxuries until Sencha was diagnosed with cancer, and Gray spent the money to cover the medical bills. Gray lost his way after Sencha's untimely death, and slowly his memory started fading, which also took away from him the mission that Coydog had assigned to him. But now, when Gray has remembered it all again, he wants to rectify his mistake and fulfill the promise he made to Coydog. Helping a parentless child, Robyn, was Gray's act of atonement, and he probably believed that leaving behind his property for her might help the kid survive in this big lonely world. Did Gray make Robyn of his new checking account? Gray used to encash his retirement checks and hid the money in a suitcase that, with time, piled up into some $40,000. Gray once told a woman in the streets about the hidden stash of money, but later forgot about it himself due to his dementia. Now, when Gray remembered it all, he quickly brought out the suitcase and decided to put the money into a new checking account, making Robyn the signatory for the same. Gray knew that soon he would lose his memory, and, as Dr. Robyn suggested, it might be worse than before, so Gray wanted to make sure that he left behind some money for his extended family before he lost his marbles again. He deposited the amount in the bank and told his relative, Niacy, that Robyn would write her a $900 check every month to take care of herself and her son, Hilliard. Gray also directed Robyn to write checks to Reggie's wife, Nina, and his kids, who were struggling both financially and emotionally after their father's murder. Gray and Robyn stopped by an antiques shop run by a man named Side, whose late father, Jafer, was Gray's very old friend. Gray used to sell his doubloons to Jafer because he trusted the man, and on this visit, Robyn found out that each coin was worth around $50,000. Though Gray refused to sell the coin in the scene, he might have had a use for it, which again would be to fulfill the promise he made to Coydog and help his people in the best possible way. In the episode, Niacy complained to the city authorities that Gray's new caretaker, Robyn, was stealing from him and thus needed special attention in a nursing home. Following Niacy's complaint, an official named Arwin Andrews paid a visit to Gray, and though Gray tackled the situation with his wit and humor, he visited Niacy's house so that she wouldn't bother Robyn again. It was important for Gray to make Niacy understand that he trusted Robyn and that whatever he was doing for her was of his own free will, or else Niacy and her nasty boy would continue to harass Robyn after Gray lost his memory again, which inevitably could happen anytime soon. During the conversation, Gray even inquired about Reggie's murder, which helped him to connect the dots and investigate further. He asked Niecy to arrange another gathering at her house because he wanted to meet Reggie's close-knit circle again, though it was evident that Gray wanted to interrogate them so that he could catch the murderer before his memory fleets away. Who killed Reggie? In episode 1, when Gray last met Reggie, he discussed with him the fear of losing one's family. Nina's ex-boyfriend, who was sent to prison for 20 years for murder, came out early and started seeing Nina again. Reggie asked Nina to leave the man alone, but she didn't listen to him. A helpless Reggie had decided to shift to Texas with Nina and the kids as he believed the boyfriend wouldn't be able to chase them down as leaving Atlanta would violate his parole. However, before Reggie could leave the city, he was shot dead in the head, probably by Nina's ex-boyfriend. At that moment, when Reggie revealed to Gray his problems, Gray was lost in his own thoughts trying to recollect his memories, but now, when he was more consciously aware, he recalled Reggie's words and decided to inquire further from his close friends and relatives. When city official Darwin came to Gray's house, he cunningly asked a fellow officer about Reggie's case and found out that the police weren't interested in investigating a black man who was shot down in the streets. Gray held himself responsible because he believed that, if his mind hadn't given up on him, he probably would have been able to save Reggie, but since he felt very much alive with Robyn's treatment, he decided to take revenge for his murder. While investigating the case, Gray found out that Nina had sent her kids to stay at Niecy's house to clear her mind after Reggie's death. But Gray was certain that Nina might be seeing her ex-boyfriend at her place, which probably was her reason for sending the kids away. Gray smelled Nina's foul play and thus asked Niecy to arrange a gathering at her place so that Gray would question Nina about her relationship with her ex-boyfriend, who got Reggie killed. The upcoming episodes of The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray will explore the mystery further while revealing the identity of Reggie's murderer and what Gray would do with those revelations. Will he kill the man to take revenge? Or will he get him arrested?